Still trying to throw the ball. On first and goal, second and goal. Panicking at third. Fourth, I'm wishing for a muff.
Welcome to the 510 Huddle. We back again after a exciting week 9. How you feeling, D-Lane?
Feeling great, man. Week 9 in the books. We finally got kind of starting to see the real contenders and the real pretenders weave themselves out. So, hey, man, we get into the thick of things right here.
Definitely. I think it's always hard in the beginning of the season because we don't know who's good and who's not. So the strength of schedule plays a big part into it. But we got 8 weeks left in the season, so it's about to play itself out. Man, I want to dive right into it, D-Lane. As a Raider fan, I'm feeling good today. But let me ask you this: Are the Raiders destined for the playoffs now?
Yeah, I had them in already. I think I had them in coming into the season. What I was going to say was the real question we need to be talking about was that a touchdown or not? Because I don't know, man. I don't know, Zay. It looked like 89, he caught that ball and had his knee down. He didn't control it to the ground, though. It did start looking like it was moving when his arm hit
Yeah,
the
the ball
ground.
hit the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, but shit. I thought his knee was already in. He already had possession, already was broke the plan or already was in the end zone. So I don't know. It looked close to me. It looked close.
It wasn't close to me. I mean, I saw the play. I saw, the ball hit the ground. Because to me, when it popped out, it wasn't like a securing it. It rolled on, touched the ground. It popped out and he scooped it. So
I
I
thought he had
thought,
tucked it. You don't think he tucked it?
no. When I watched the play happen, I was like, oh, he dropped it. It'll be reviewed. I would never was worried at all. I literally saw the ball hit the ground. And so I wasn't. To me, it wasn't no controversy. I think the most controversial play of the weekend, not to get off topic, with Marcus Pick, but I mean, we get so many, they're gonna give it to you.
Yeah,
but
true.
but yeah, no, I didn't think that was a catch at all. If anything, that was a dumbass play call. No one guarded Key Allen all day, and you just throwing your third and tight end because he's 6'8" for a jump ball. That doesn't make too much sense. But
I know that feeling. Dougie P did that shit a couple weeks ago. That Giants game, a
oh
fourth
yeah,
and one, they're gonna throw it up to our fifth string tight end because he's 6'6" and he ain't even jump. At least the Chargers dude jumped. My dude didn't even jump, man. I was pissed off.
no, he's fifth string for a reason, right?
Man, for real.
So far, though, we're gonna break down the pros and the cons. The Raiders played 8 games. They're sitting at 5-3. Start with the pros. I think Derek Carr is playing the best he's ever played. He's already, I think they showed showed on Sunday, rushed for almost as many yards he's had in a single season in his career, which is the most since his rookie year. He's running around, making plays with his leg, making plays downfield. It doesn't matter who's in that O line. So I think Carr is definitely a pro. The offense overall is a pro. We can win many different ways. And I think, as far as cons on the team so far, midway through the season, it's just the defense is such a liability. Abram and Mullins. Mullins was hurt, so
That's
we
what I
had
was about to say. Mullins got hurt too, didn't he?
yeah. I think he'll be back. Nothing major, but it's just so tough on defense when it comes down. Every game comes down to the wire, right? The Raiders should be able to score 30 points, and some teams, not down. Every team doesn't need to score, 30 with us. So, I think that's the major con. But to be a playoff team, they have the Dolphins. They have the Colts on their schedule. They beat one of those teams and handle their business rest of the season. I think they're a 9-win team. They're in the playoffs. So, but they have to be one of those teams and continue to be healthy. So,
Yeah, I think the Raiders already got the. Of course, they still got a half a season in front of them, but that big win, that key win, I think for them moving forward is already a Chiefs win. Because you're gonna need that for the division. Are you guys you guys are first place in the division now, correct?
oh no, sir. The Chiefs are 8-1. Doesn't matter. The
I'm
Chiefs
talking
are
about.
8-1.
Oh yeah. I'm tripping.
Yeah, we're 2-0. Yeah, I mean we're 2-0 in the division, but I mean that's
Overall, yeah.
we great part. I think the Chiefs only played one divisional game, right? No, they played two. So they're 1-1.
Play two. They won one and lost one. They
Yeah,
beat
so
the
the Raiders beat the
Chargers.
Broncos. They'll be 3-0. And it's a huge game next week, I think, because they got to keep winning because the Colts and Dolphins are all right there for that, and the Browns are right there for that. Those last wild card spots.
Yeah, I see you guys squeaking in, man.
Who's gonna be?
Garrett
Let me ask you this: So as we know, we already we got Chiefs, Bills, Titans, Steelers, right? Those are the 4 locks. Then you have the Ravens as a lock as that first wild card spot at 5. That leaves 6 and 7. So who you think gets left out, right? Because you got Colts, Browns, Dolphins, um, and Raiders. That's 4 teams for 2 spots. What 2 teams get left out of that 4?
Between the Raiders, the Dolphins, Colts, and Browns, right?
Yep.
I think the Colts is gonna shoot themselves in the foot and go ahead and get out of there. They lost the game this past weekend for the same reasons, for every reason I thought they would, and
We were
mainly
spot on that game.
yeah, spot on. I'm gonna go with the Colts and I'm gonna go with the Browns. I like Miami, man. Even though it just cost me $50, I lost $50 in that game. I bet
saw
on
Pat
Kyler
post that.
Yeah, I was pissed off. His ass talking about he went and ate some wings and things with my money. I was
Oh, he
mad.
let you know what he did was.
Oh yeah, Pat do that every week, and that fool go have some wings and things after the game. But yeah, I had to go take a drink myself last night because I was pissed off. I thought K1 of them had that in the bag. But man, the Dolphins, they're tough, man. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders and the Dolphins, man. I think Baker and Phillip Rivers are both turnover prone, and it will keep the other team in the games for the rest of the year unless they're just playing somebody abysmal. But the Raiders, I feel like they got action. They can put up their offense is elite. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. And Derek Carr protects the football. I think he's second or third in the league and with the least interceptions with only 2. So you guys don't have to worry about a high amount of turnovers coming from your QB play. And I think out of those 4, I really think you guys might be the safest pick as far as at least with QB play. The Dolphins for sure got the best defense. I don't know, coach is right there out of those 4, but the Dolphins.
I say Dolphins is the best. They might have the best coach of the 4.
Coaching staff for the 4. That
They might. All right.
they might too. That's a good argument. Yep, definitely. But I'm gonna go the Raiders in Miami.
Okay, I like those picks, and something I've really liked the Colts this year, and because of their defense, and something I have to remember, and I think a lot of fans forget this: the first 8 weeks of the season, that's offensive time to shine, right? The defense ain't got no film. I think statistically always show highest scoring games in the beginning of the season. The second half, weather's bad, defense has film on you. That's when you need to have dynamic quarterback play, right? That's when the coaching and everything else matters. That's when running the ball matters. And so I think of those 4 teams, you look at, all right, the best quarterback play it probably will be the Dolphins and the Raiders. And, Baker and Phillip are limited, right? So I like that. I like those 2 picks. I wouldn't have picked that, but I like how you broke it down. So we're rocking with those 2 right now.
You rocking with the same 2?
Yeah, I like that. I wasn't thinking that at first, but, like I just said, when
I feel like I just can't trust Phillip, man. At the end of the day, I feel like I just can't
trust Phillip or Baker,
Yeah.
and so that leaves all right. Miami has a dynamic quarterback and a defense. Raiders got an offense and a defense that would just do some random shit once a game. And you got to rock with it, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, man. Let's go on to last night's game. To me, this was the shocker of the weekend. I was completely wrong. I called an ass whooping on the other side of this, but
I think I called it a close shootout, but
you picked the Saints. You was right on the winner, but I don't
did
think.
I?
Yeah, you. I
was gonna say no. I think I picked the Bucks, but I wanted to pick the Saints. But you remember I told you I was going with the trending. As far as I felt like the Bucks was trending up, and I didn't like the fact that the Saints were just adding.
But you did call a close one.
I called it close when I wanted to pick the Saints, but I think at the end of the day I didn't pick it because I thought adding Mike on, would just kind of just not really disrupt things, but it'd take a while for him and Drew to get there. But now they picked up right where they left off, man. Last night they looked like the Saints. You feel me? That's why I went all like for the Saints of the past 3 years. You remember when you was like we considered them contenders coming in every year. That's how they last night. And then that's what I was kind of trying to tell you those first few weeks. Like, man, I just feel like a big part of their offense and how they design their offense, let alone how they play, but how they design their offense is missing with Mike out. Last night, that was a glimpse of the Saints, that contender team we've been giving them the last 3 years, that contender reign. They look like a contender for sure last night.
Oh yeah, and they're feeling it. I think that was the first game all year they're really healthy, right? And I think they they're like, Tom, yeah, this is our division. I think that's how they took it personally.
They're on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah. And something to just to point out, I take a step back. I mean, of anybody, I think the last 2 weeks, I was talking really, really high at Tampa. We both were. I think we both had Tampa as a top 3 team in the NFL. Let's just take a step back, right? They lost to New Orleans week 1, and they got not just lose last night. I mean, that was one of the biggest ass whoopings of the year of a quality team.
Biggest
Actually, not
loss of
one.
Brady.
It was
Largest deficit Brady ever suffered. Ever
right.
lost. Yeah, largest loss Brady ever
So
had.
there's
And the first time in 20 years. I will give him this stat. That was an amazing stat. First time in 20 years Brady's ever been swept by a divisional opponent.
yeah, that Saints got the. I think the Saints show up for divisional game, and Sean Payton, he's the best. He's the best coach in that division. That's a fact, right? And that's undebatable. So, now I want to just point something out about Tampa, and maybe why I might have overstepped and overreacted. They lost against the Saints week 1. Right, they had a good win against Carolina. Now they won 31-17, but anyone that watched that game, it was close to the end. Carolina hung around to the end. They beat the Broncos
Shit,
with
had a
no.
24-7 lead on them.
Yeah, no. But that's what I'm saying.
No, I was agreeing with you. I was just letting
Yeah.
it be known. Yeah, they was up on their ass.
Okay, yeah, yep.
Shit, a few games this year. They damn near
Yeah.
every.
Let me break this down real quick.
Go
Let me
ahead.
break it down. Then they play the Broncos with no Drew Lock. They win that 28-10. They play the Chargers. They lose a real close shootout, 38-31. The Chargers were being the Chargers.
And they was up that game. They was
were
up that game.
right?
Big. Yep, go ahead.
Then they lose Chicago. All right. They only scored 19 points. Their signature wins on the year is against Green Bay and against the Raiders, right? And then
What I tell you in that Green Bay game, I feel like the momentum shifted after because it was 10-0. Green Bay looking like they about to blow their ass off the field. That's why I told you today. I really want to see the damn they on opposite sides of the conference. I just
and that
about that.
is all. And
going to play each other again.
Yeah, no, and then they might see each other in the playoffs, right? And then they beat the Raiders. And let's remember it was 24-20 going to fourth quarter, and the Raiders' whole O line did not practice that week. COVID. It was a weird week. So your signature win is the win against the Packers and the Raiders. You got a close. Maybe we gotta look at that Giants win a little differently. You only won 25-23. And then you get your ass handed to you against the Saints. So I'm starting to think, I'm really starting to just feel that we see the talent on Tampa. Is this should we start giving Bruce some blame here? Because it's starting to look like, you guys are really just a real 9-10 win team and not this 13 win team that, we felt the last couple of weeks. Is that what it's trending to?
I won't really say it's so much.
All right, let me ask you this. Who's winning the division? Saints or Bucks?
Saints. I think I had the Saints coming into the year. The Saints.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. But I thought that changed just at least a little bit throughout in these last couple of weeks. But now they both have 2 losses and they won. So I mean, yeah, Saints gonna run away. But do you feel Tampa is still that top 3 contender, or do we need to hold off on those breaks like we said the last couple of weeks?
They got the talent to do it and get there. You know what I'm just seeing from them is sporadic play. And I think it's because of no offseason, no training camp. Brady just implemented a crazy weapon at Antonio Brown, so they're trying to add him into the offensive flow of things, and he's still trying to get a rhythm and a rapport with his receivers that he didn't get a chance to in the offseason. I'm not going to put so much blame on Bruce. I feel like they're kind of playing up and down. When you was mentioning the wins they had so far throughout the year and the losses, I was also going to say the defense. Even though I love Todd Bowles' defense and I love the way he has DBs coming up and tackling, they're feisty and physical. But I gotta be honest here that they've come out flat in a lot of games this year and been behind in a lot of games this year, even the ones they won. The defense has came out flat, and they definitely came out flat last night. So that plays into it. I'm not gonna put it all on Bruce because I feel like it's more than enough time for them to get it together and try to end the game, end the season on a 4 game win streak and ride into the playoffs hot. They got time to still find that consistency as a football team. Is basically what I'm saying. So I'm not ready to hit the panic button, but I'm not ready really to ascend them to top 3 automatic Super Bowl contender type team. And I know I put them in I might have them at 4, but I might have put them in my top 3 one of these past or top 5 one of these past 2 weeks. But I remember I've always been iffy on them since the Packers game. Because I sat down, I was watching that game, and the shit really looked like it was about to head for a Packers blowout until those 2 picks happened. So I've been keeping a close eye on the Brady Bucks, man.
Yeah, close eye. And I'll say this: they have honestly a favorable schedule, and I'll put it like this: they play the end of the season off. They play the Panthers. They play the Rams. They play the Falcons twice. Detroit, the Vikings. But the game I want to see how they play against the Rams, and I want to see how they play against the Chiefs. If they lose those two games, I'm out. I'm out on the Bucks. I'm out on them. Right? They can lose or even be in a tie one against the Panthers. That's a divisional game. They have to beat to me the Falcons, Detroit. They play the Falcons, Detroit Falcons last 3 weeks. The NFL set them up for success those three last games. Come on now, right?
The Falcons game, every game for them in the division gonna be a shootout. They can't play
Yeah.
one of them division games.
I'll say this.
That division period always has
Let's
shootouts
put it,
between them.
let's put it like this: the next 4 weeks, we're gonna know everything about the Bucks. They go Panthers, Rams, Kansas City, bye Vikings, and the Vikings are a sneaky. You have to show up. The Vikings and the Chargers are the same team. Every team they play they're gonna lose or win by 3 points. All right. So we're gonna learn a lot about the Bucks. I'm gonna ease my tone back on them, but we're still learning. And I'll say this: if they beat Kansas City, or beat the Rams, and you can't not go against Tom and those weapons. But
Tom, I
this
think.
is something you have to monitor though. Mike Evans has 0 catches last night. You know he has
Oh
a few.
he had catches last night. What you talking about? He had a few catches. He
No, I'm
didn't look
sorry.
happy though. He
I'm
didn't
sorry.
look happy.
I'm sorry against Marcus Lattimore. I'm sorry. He
Yeah,
has 0
Marcus
carries.
Lattimore. Yeah, Marcus been strapping his ass.
Since Mike has already had a catches issue, someone came out today with a few plays where Mike was open, Tom missed him. I can already see it. I don't think Tom likes Mike as a receiver. He never has had a true just big jump ball receiver. He had Randy, but let's keep on. Randy was
jump ball. Randy had speed. Yeah,
exactly, and he could do it all. I think, and Tom likes the AB type receivers, the route runner, intermediate, right? He loves those type of receivers. I can see Mike getting frustrated real fast because Chris Godwin, that's the type of receiver Brady likes, intermediate, big.
and I'll say I was seeing signs of it even before they added AB.
Oh,
You could kind of
definitely.
see it. Yeah.
I think this made it worse. I think Mike's like, hey, why do we add a receiver? We're not even targeting me enough. Why add another one? And when you lose, remember Mike can have a 2 catch game and win, but he's not gonna have a poor performance and get his ass whooped on Sunday Night Football like that. So we're gonna see. I think AB
He still look like he still got it though. I ain't gonna knock it. You know, he needs. He can still run. He definitely can still run. AB.
Oh no, there's no knock on AB. I'm just saying AB like kind of like it takes so much energy out you to make sure someone's in the right headspace. I feel like just a lot of babysitting, a lot of like, let's make sure AB's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of that going on.
I definitely feel like if it becomes too much, Brady will call the plug on that fast. But what I was gonna say, I know Brady, what he's probably saying in that locker room is, fellas, we fine. Got half a season left in front of us, and you know what's the Patriots, Bill and Brady's way? Play our best football in November, late November, December. And I think they still got a few weeks like where they can find that consistency and find their identity as a football team and be able to take off. So that's why we're not writing them completely off. They still got time to play their best football later in the season. And that's actually where you like to play your best football headed into the playoffs. So Brady and the Bucks still got some time. We're gonna keep our eye on them. We'll definitely do that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'll be fun to see. I think we might see round 1 too, the way it play out. We might see Seattle Tampa round 1. If Tampa has that first wild card spot with Saints winning the division. So it's gonna be an interesting matchup too where they see. So we're gonna keep a lookout for that. And also I gotta think about this. The NFC, we got Saints, Tampa, Seattle.
Yeah.
Who else is really threatening those 3 teams?
In the NFC?
Yeah, the NFC.
You said Saints, Tampa, and Seattle, you said?
Yeah, I mean,
I told you I like Green. I told you how I feel about Green Bay. Defense still suspect for sure. Damn, they don't look no better than last year, especially on their run D. But like I said, I seen them playing with the Bucks before that shit happened. I seen them wax the Niners' ass, even though the Niners wasn't fully healthy. It wasn't the same Niners team last year. No, I get it. I'm just saying though. I think the Packers, they definitely at least on offense, especially when they're healthy, I think they still got to be in conversation. You got to damn near still to be able to tip your cap to A-Rod and them and say they top 3, top 5.
Well, I'll say this. I think these are the 5 NFC teams. As obviously going to be playing each other where it means a lot. I think you got to throw the Cardinals in there too. They lost to the Dolphins, but say it was a close one. Kyler could beat any team when he's hot.
That damn game is the epitome of freaking Cliff Kingsbury, man. Kyler has like a perfect passer rating. I think I sent a stat first QB to have a perfect passer rating, go for over 100 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, and still take an L. And it ain't all on Cliff, but it's like, man, you're gonna have to address your defense at some point moving forward, bro. Or you gonna get yourself fired out this league. Probably not out the league, but from this head coaching position in Arizona, if you don't sharp that defense in the next year.
This is what I feel like Cliff knows how to do. Cliff knows how to create plays that create points. Cliff does not understand possession, doesn't understand time management, he doesn't understand how to help his defense. I don't think he has an idea what goes on defense. In the NFL, you have to understand time possession, right? Because let's say the Cardinals are playing an NFC game in Green Bay. You're not going to be able to just run that spread offense and go for 30 points in January. You know what I mean? So I think Cliff is going to have to progress as a coach, or the Cardinals, they might not be able to get the full potential out of Kyler, at least early on. I mean, Cliff ain't going to be there more than next year if he don't get his shit together. Because right now it's starting to look like Cliff is holding them back, not the Cardinals. So we'll see. Next, let's talk about these Niners. So I think every Niner fan and football fan watched Kyle Wilson over the weekend. We're getting a lot of talk of Kyle Wilson to the Niners. So I'm just starting. I made me think about it. Is this the last year we ever seen with Jimmy? And are we going to see a vet or a rookie next year?
Hold on, Kyle Wilson. That's not the kid
from BYU.
Oh my God, I love that kid. Zay, you know I ain't big on college football. I don't know if you seen my tweet the other day. I'm gonna have to definitely start checking it out more this year because it is some amazing quarterback play. But
that's the only reason I'm watching. I'm watching all the quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's some nice ass quarterbacks, man. But that boy from BYU, oh my God, he got it. I like him. I watched just a little bit of him. I'm talking about. It seems like everything all scripted. You don't see a lot of pocket throws, but I think it's probably because his old line's not all that. I don't know if it's that or his coaching. But when that boy, I'm talking about, I seen him throw some shit across his body, rolling to the right, and when he was throwing it back the other way, he dropped the absolute dime. I was like, oh yeah, he got it. I like it. I like the way this kid built and made in his makeup. He definitely, he up there for sure. I still haven't had a chance to watch the Trey Lance kid, but that BYU boy, I was just talking to somebody about him last night.
And this was, I don't know, I just want to one, I think we will see a new quarterback with the Niners next year, but two, I definitely don't think it will be Kyle Wilson. I think that's the complete opposite of what Kyle wants in a quarterback. I think I tweeted this last week. My only concern with Kyle as a coach, I mean, he checks every box, top coach in this league, is does he know how to think out the box or evaluate quarterbacks? So I think if Kyle watches Kyle Wilson, he doesn't see what we see, playmaker. We see he's all over the place. I just need someone to run my offense efficiently. So when you look at that, right, I think you just look at Matt Jones. I think he's a second-round pick that I can see the Niners going with, and they just get their team better. Because if you look at Kyle Shanahan's philosophy is to build a good team. And, I mean, he kind of builds his teams like SEC style back with Bama, right? Everything's going to be good. I need a game manager, right? Load the offense, load the defense, game manager. So I really think the Niners will have a new quarterback. I think they'll bring a vet in, and I think they'll get like a Matt Jones in the second round. I don't see them, spending a high pick on a quarterback, and because I don't think there's one that fits Kyle's style, and two, I don't think they'll have a low enough pick. I still think they win about 7 games, so I don't think they'll have a top 10 pick, and so being where they're at,
I seen Croc say something. We already got proof in the pudding from Kyle and Lynch the past 2 years. They don't have a problem trading up to go get their guy or whoever they really want to get. So
yeah, but they haven't traded up to the top 10 though. When you get in the top 10, that's where it takes a lot of capital, and so that's where I don't see them doing that, because unless Kyle is just, hey, I need a dynamic quarterback. That's where the league is going to, right? And that's what good coaches realize. And we'll see.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. Is that maybe his ass needs to get a playmaking quarterback. Yeah, that's the way the league's going. And then I was going to also say he's under the same. I don't think he's under his father's tree, but him and his father and Andy Reid both run what shades of the West Coast offense. And not at least back then in the 90s and all predated 2000 football, it it was more geared to having a pocket passing quarterback that can do the 3-step, 5-step, get the ball out quick, protect the football, don't turn the ball over. If you look at if I'm Kyle, I'm looking at what Andy Ass is doing over here with Pat. I'm not saying go get you a Pat Mahomes because those are once in a generational type guys. They don't just fall out of the air. I'm not going to. I'm not even going to. I don't. It might be a reason, but I really like the kid from BYU. I ain't gonna say Pat, but I see little shades in there. Like that boy guy. You feel me? He got playmaker in him. And what I was basically getting to is maybe Kyle need to look at Andy in that situation and be like, man, he running the same shit I'm running as far as base system wise. His shit looks pro. His shit looks like Kyle shit don't even look like it did when he was in Atlanta. When that shit was potent, it looked like I don't know. His offense just looked a lot different when it was in Atlanta. Of course, since he's been in San Francisco, it's probably because he's been running the ball more and he doesn't trust his quarterback like that. So I don't know what it is, but I think take a page out of Andy in them books and get a dynamic guy that might be able to make the good old West Coast offense. It might make it a little more prolific, like it has done for Andy and Pat.
I think it's just simpler than that, man. You don't even have to find your pet. I mean, Atlanta offense looked better. Why? I mean, you had Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, Doug Gabriel. That was rolling, right? Matt Ryan is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. That's prime Matt Ryan. We got Freeman. I mean, they're loaded, right? So they had, I think, better talent. Now, I think it's just simple. Kyle's like, hey, let's take a step back, look at this season. When our team was 100% week 1, we lost. Why did we lose? To a dynamic quarterback, right? We have a better football team than the Cardinals on paper week 1, right? And I would say better coaching staff overall. And they lost. They lost because of one person, Kyle Murray. And so I think Kyle just looks at that, right? What did Nick Saban say? He went to get him a dynamic quarterback once he lost to Johnny Manziel. He was like, those are the teams that give me trouble. The teams with quarterbacks that can run and throw. I need some of that. All right. And what happened? Saban lost the national championship. Deshaun Watson. And he got him a Tua, he got him a Hurts. So I just think Kyle. Actually, I might say this boldly. If Kyle does not get him a dynamic quarterback or has the opportunity, like he goes and get him a Matt Ryan, just a vet, Matt Jones, I would be worried as him as the head coach for a long, long time. And the reason I say that is because he has the power control over John Lynch. That's the way their power setup is. And I just don't think you can win consistently with loaded teams and average quarterback play because of salary cap and injuries, right?
Good question. It's a little off topic, but not all the way. If you which Kyle Shanahan led team are you taking? And we're gonna just stay on offense because we know you're offensive minded guy. And out of his 2 Super Bowl teams, are you taking the Niners from last year, or are you taking that Matt Ryan and Julio on them offense from a couple years ago? Which one do you think was more prolific?
I'm definitely taking Falcons. The Falcons put up 28 points against Bills defense. No disrespect to the Chiefs. They were really good with Chris Jones and Frank Clark and Matthew, but to put up that points out the bat and be powerful like that, I'll say Falcons definitely. And he had the better quarterback, of course. Mm-hmm. Now, I think he had a better running game, but they were way more explosive on offense. I'll say this: if you had that Falcon offense, the Chiefs would have came back.
I gotta look, Zay, but shit, I think Freeman got his contract under Shanahan. Of course, the run game wasn't exactly the same, but you can always see from Kyle's beginning of his time since he's been able to take control of offensive rings or offensive systems. You can definitely tell he knows how to coordinate a run game. But I think if I'm correct, I think Freeman got that bag under Shanahan when Shanahan was the OC a couple years ago. And I think he had a year like the year before he had got that bag.
No, you're right. I just think, I'm definitely taking Falcons. I think it's not even close. And we got to remember, I don't remember. Yeah, I'm looking at the stats right now. Yeah, that Falcons offense was putting more points per game. But I would say this: there were different styles because I would say under Kyle, at least in my lifetime, that was the first time I just seen a team every game just run wherever they want to run. So,
which team?
Kyle, like every game they're running where they want
to run. Yeah, definitely.
Like I've seen some really good running teams with running backs, but not like last year's Niners. They was literally, I'm gonna just do what I want. So, now let's go into the next one as get right to it. Who's your MVP leader midway through the season?
I told you I got I got Pat right now. Last week I had Russ coming in, and you know what? I was just having this. I was. Did I call you? I don't even think I ended up calling you because I had got this epiphany that came to me during the Raider game. So I know I didn't call you because I know you wasn't gonna answer. So it came
Goddamn
yesterday
right.
during the Raider game. Yeah, and I really wanted to call you because do you remember what you said last week about Russ Day? As far as how he could be sporadic with them high turnover games and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I was sitting back thinking, I'm like, damn, man, why is people hating on Russ as far as in his career? How has my man never got a first or just a first place vote? I still don't feel like what I'm about to say justifies him not getting any first place votes, but I definitely see why he hasn't won the MVP. And I think it's because the games primarily like he just had this past weekend. Um, and you said it last week, Zay, that he has games like this. But you know what I think it is I think he has too many games like this as far as like he already had two games of this type but high turnover frequency. He has two of those already this year and in the year that he's leading the MVP race. Imagine the other years when he wasn't really leading and kind of just in the conversation. You have games like this or a game, this really one game like this a couple weeks ago knocked A-Rod out the top three when he played the Bucks. So he has two high turnover games. Of course, I understand his defensive situation. They're historically bad, especially with yards given up. But man, you can't so it's feel like throughout Russ' career, he'll have like two or three games a season where he'll just have like a high turnover game, and it's like I don't know, man. Have we ever seen Pat throw that many turnovers, like, or have it had that many turnovers or picks in one game? Like I don't know. I was just sitting back wondering, like, man, that's probably why Russ hasn't had that MVP nod.
No, I mean, I don't look at it like that. I just look at Russ has DK, right? Before DK, the best offensive player that Russ had was a running back, right? That's a fact. Like the best offensive player that defensive feared was a running back. It was not no other skill position. And
Yeah,
so I look at
Doug was nice, and he had a young Ty like it. Doug was
yeah,
nice.
you're right. Again, they were not first team all pros though. They were Pro Bowl good players. So I look at it from this standpoint of Russ has always had to make a lot out of nothing, right? So when you're doing that, it's going to look ugly. It's going to look ugly a lot of times, right? The box score might look terrible, right? You look like I'm not comparing them at all because they're not the same player. Carr had a game yesterday. He only had 185 yards passing. If you watch yesterday's game, you would be like, yeah, Carr was gun shy. You wouldn't say that. No, that's just how the game played out, right? And so I just think Russ has that, right? And yesterday's game, right, he threw two picks, had three turnovers total.
Four fumbles. He had two fumble losses.
Sorry, two fumbles, right? Two of the picks came on fourth downs. Rolling around the pocket, just got to make a play, throw it up. No one's open. The other fumble, yes, he's getting rushed, not even running, just rushed in the pocket, fumbled. I think it happened. I think they saw yesterday he was hit 16 times, knocked down 16 times. That's the most in the NFL. Over the last 5 years, no quarterback has been hit more in the pocket than Russell Wilson. On top of that, all the adversities went through this year, he's still on pace. He's on pace for 60 touchdown passes and 16 interceptions with 70% completion percentage. He's second in QBR, number one in QB rating, and I just think he has less to work with. Right? If he has a bad day, then there's no way in hell the team wins. No, it's no way in hell. I look at Pat Mahomes as a clear the second front runner for the MVP. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Obviously, Sammy Watkins hurt now, but last year he was full weapons. Clyde Edwards. It's so many weapons at Pat Mahomes' disposal, and he has the best offensive mind in the game. The best offensive mind Russ has played with, I think, is Marty Schottenheimer right now, and he's not no head coach candidate. So, the reason I think Russ is MVP, he has way less, the 32nd ranked defense, the 13th hardest schedule, and has had fewer offensive possessions than Pat Mahomes. So I think with that, he has to do more. In the two games he lost this year, he scored 30 plus points. I think the Chiefs defense has only given up 30 points twice this year, and one of those games they lost. So because
Hey,
they
when
gave
we talk about MVP, I don't even think Lamar had a game last year like that. Not let alone two. I don't think Lamar had one game last year, did he? And you ain't let me know where he had at least like more than like what 2, 3 turnovers at
Did you
max.
watch the game? Did you watch the game?
The rest game?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch the Seattle game.
Okay, so that's why I feel like this is a game where it's not like a box score. Like I watched the game, and if Russ, I'll say this: if any other quarterback played the game, it would have been a blowout. Like the Seahawks would not have been in the game.
Zay,
So
I
to
get
me, that
that.
to me,
Zay. Even with as bad as they defense, you're telling me. I'm saying even as bad as they defense play, I'm saying if you take away maybe one, two of those turnovers Russ has, they win that game. I'm not saying he's the reason his team's lost, but he's played a big role in their two losses. Their two losses, he has 8 turnovers.
he played a big role. He played a big role in even keeping them alive. That's the whole problem. That's what I'm trying to say. He had 41 pass attempts. No quarterback has more pass attempts this year than Russell Wilson. Right? He has to keep throwing every single play. Pat Mahomes not even top 5 pass attempts because his team's better. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what Russ has to do way more with less. He's turning the ball over because they're 4th and down. He has to throw a jump ball. It's going to get picked. He has to stay in the pocket longer.
See another day there, but
He doesn't. I'll say this. And this season, he had one turnover where it was backbreaking. That was the one against with the famous. You already know DK ran him down. That was the one turnover this season where it was backbreaking. The rest have been the rest have
overtime to lose the game of that same game.
No, I know, but I'm just saying he's making plays to keep them in the game. Period. It wasn't like you're in control of the game. Rush, you just threw it down. Like let's keep it like Carson Wentz. He'll throw a pick where like you just lost us the game, right? Jimmy will do this again, right? Other quarterbacks do that. Rush keeps you alive. Without Rush, you won't even be in the game. It'll be 40-10. He has a terrible O line.
I get that, Zay. All I'm saying is we're not talking about all pro or making a Pro Bowl here.
I'll say this: the fact that Russ only has 8 turnovers on the year behind that O line and what he has to work with, to me, is amazing. I don't know any.
What does he have to work with? He got DK in his young prime. He got Ty Lockett. Got OG.
He doesn't have O line. This isn't 7-on-7. This isn't 7-on-7.
I know. I'm just saying though. You just said weapons too. Don't include weapons like he's working with nothing.
Okay, he does not. Okay, let me say this. He does not have O line.
And then, okay, you know what? The way he plays helps him with not having no O line. It's not like he's Brady. I can see if he's Brady and he's just standing in the pocket and he's
he can't throw in the pocket. Whoa, he's second in the league.
No, I'm saying the way Russell Wilson plays,
he has to play that way.
I know, but it helps him regardless because that's how he played before he had that line or not. He's a mobile guy that moves around the pocket. So I'm saying
he can make plays from the pocket though. That's what I'm trying to say. He has to move around because he's a terrible O line. All I know is this. This is how I look at it. Russell Wilson is that quarterback at the hood school with nothing. Pat Mahomes is at De La Salle and sweet. That's how I look at it right now. And so Russ is my MVP because he's top on almost every category with the one of the worst O lines and it's been hit most this year. So I think Pat is right there at 2. And
I think these last 2 games put Pat over there. And I wasn't even giving Pat a lot of credit for last week's 5 touchdowns, 0 interception performance because it was against the Jets. And I'm not making it out like the Panthers are all holy great either. They're not. But we're going to talk about them later because I actually like how Rule and Joe Brady got them boys playing. I think they just need a little more talent.
You know what team? You know what team has had the fewest injuries this year?
Is it the Chiefs?
Yep.
Okay.
They haven't had one. They haven't had one O lineman miss a game. They haven't had one running back miss a game. They haven't had Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Tyrann Mathieu. The only player that's been hurt for them all offense this year is Sammy Watkins. So,
hey, like I said,
it's butter up. It's butter up. Pat Mahomes is the best talented quarterback in the league, and I just think he's doing what he's supposed to do. It's easy as fuck right now. It's supposed to look easy as fuck, and I just think
I'm saying I think he's so great. He's making it look that easy for one, and for two, like I said, that we're not talking Pro Bowl or all pro here. We talking
MVP.
Who's the best in the league? So I'm just saying, if we holding best in the league, we giving those type of standards here, best in the league type standards, and both your losses are with you seen Patton. I showed you Patton numbers in his one loss. He had 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, threw for 3 something. It was his defense fault. He lost the game. Russ defense. Reason why they lost those 2 games. He played a part though, also in why he lost those 2 games. You can't say, Pat didn't have no reason why they lost that Raider game. That was his fucking defense fault. Defense was trash as fuck that day. So I'm saying,
wait, time out. I'm not gonna let you just say that. That's a lie. We're down by a touchdown. He threw a pick to Heath.
He did throw a pick.
So let's rewind that. Come on now. No, why? Because that's my whole point. When your team, wait. When your team is down and getting lit the fuck up, you have to force throws to keep your team alive. When Pat threw that pick, it was 3rd and 16. He's like, if I don't make this play, we're fucked. We're down. You see what I'm saying? So that one game where Pat had to do it because his defense got lit up, he threw the only pick he threw this year. But Russ is in those games every single week. That's my point. You know, so and again, the Chiefs defense is only got up 30 over 30 twice. Those 2 games, it was close. They lost one and they lost by 2. So it shows. You know how many times the Seahawks defense given up every game except for 2.
Let me pull up my boy real quick. 2019.
The 2020. You said 2019 or 2020?
I'm talking 2020. Oh no, I mean 2019. I just want to see the most turnovers Lamar had in one game last year was 3. So I'm just saying, Zay, if we're holding them to an MVP standard, regardless.
Okay. This is my MVP standard. Russell Wilson is breaking the touchdown record this year. Bam, MVP touchdown. He's throwing 60 this year. Bam, MVP.
Pat might throw right behind him. Pat got 25.
And I think Russ gonna throw more because he's gonna have to the games he got left.
Shit, I don't know, man. I don't know about that because the Chiefs' run game been come and go this year, and we clearly see. I don't think Andy got consistent.
The Chiefs have the 21st easiest schedule remaining. They might lose. They're gonna be 15-1, bro. And so just because of that, you're right. Pat might get the
because of Pat. It ain't like that run game leading them or the defense is leading them. So the same.
Whoa, the defense. They have the 7th ranked defense. Why are we just talking like they're bums?
Bruh, because we was just having this argument 2 weeks ago that they couldn't stop the run. That's a big heading into playoff football. Let's not act like we wasn't just having question marks about their defense. For one, then you keep saying they're 7. That's good. But what did we say last year about their defense? They had enough just to get by as far. And it's the same thing with this year. They have key guys at each level of the defense. 1 per each level of the defense. You're saying like they loaded on defense or something. Like they got backers flying.
They have a respectable defense for a contender.
Exactly. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, we're talking standards, and in 2 of your losses, you got 8 turnovers. I got it. Even though I understand, I'm trying to give credence and credit to how bad your defense is, but you played a role in those 2 losses too with 8 turnovers, my guy. You got to take some of that L. My guy Pat got 1 turnover on the whole year, and he's 3 touchdowns behind you. Man, I got to rock with Pat.
Right, I just pulled up the Chiefs' record. They will finish the season with the 29th easiest schedule. They only have 6 teams on their schedule with a winning record. 6. So yeah, they're not gonna lose. They only have 3 teams left the rest of the year with a winning record: Raiders, Miami, and Tampa. Oh, New Orleans. Yep. So that's 6.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the Seahawks schedule. They ain't gotta play nobody. They got a 4-game stretch with Philly, New York, and Washington. Come on, bro.
No,
and then the other 4 games they got is 2 divisional games. They got 2 games. They got a game left against the Niners and a game left against. They got 2 games left against the Rams, a game against the Arizona, and a game against the Niners. What?
That's okay. So they have 5 teams remaining with winning records, and they already played. I'm saying they have already.
They got 3 teams left with winning record, and they got 4 teams that playing that's trash with fucking like combined 8 wins between New York, Philly, and Washington. I'm saying I'm looking at their schedule. The rest of them shouldn't lose more than. Let me see. They already lost Arizona. I feel like they know they want to win that division. They know they got to beat Arizona. I don't know if they got to get a lead. I can't see them losing no more than at least 2 more games.
See, this is why Russ is going to get 60 because the defense is so bad. All these teams, like, they're going to have to come out their best. They're going to have to come out their best. Like the Rams.
I just don't like how you ignoring my fact. We talking MVP standards. He got 8.
I'm talking MVP standard. 60 touchdown passes to me is MVP standard, and with 70% completion.
I'm saying 60. He ain't got that yet. We talking about this halfway.
He's on pace. He's on pace for 60. So I'm saying he's on pace for it. So
I'm saying he got 8 turnovers.
With Russ's team, if this man has 60 touchdown passes, wins and a top.
I ask it to you like this: if Lamar had 1 game last year with 4 turnovers, is he winning MVP?
Yes.
I don't know about that, Zach.
Because of the record. His record. No one had a better record.
It ain't just record, though. We seen record last year. It ain't always record. Your record plays a factor into it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who was the second place for MVP last year? It was no even close runner-up.
He ran away. Was it A-Rod? A-Rod had action. I don't
Maybe,
know.
and his shit was weird. He had like because he threw 40-some touchdowns, like 2 picks. But a lot of his shit, like he had garbage time shit. Like that's the thing.
All I'm
Like
saying is, it would have been a lot closer, and somebody else would have had action if he had hella turnovers like that. Lamar didn't have no game like that last year, where it's like, damn man, 4 turnovers. They regardless, even if it's not your fault or if it is, that play would count into losing the game. We literally.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't.
I'll say this: I'm putting the Arizona loss on Russ. Because I seen some throws where I'm like, Russ, what the fuck are you doing? So that loss, you're going to have to put on Russ. I'm not going to just say that's all on defense.
And this is my argument. Every game, this team has to score every possession. So it's more pressure, not even more pressure. You have to make more of those type of throws. And when you don't have an O line, so you're in long positions to begin with, that's all I'm saying. The one game this year where Pat was forced to make throws late in the game, he threw a pick and they lost. So imagine if he has 1 or 3 games like that. It happens.
Blatant was the one he threw against y'all. Blatant, like
yes,
where it was
pull it up
bad.
Right now. Our backup safety picked it off. Our backup safety picked it off.
I don't know because the one rush through to lose that game, it wasn't even no receiver in sight. Wasn't nobody there. That was awful. The one he threw to Isaiah Simmons, it was just a terrible read.
He threw it straight to. YouTube it. He threw it straight to Heath. Our backup safety doesn't even start. So if you're a backup safety on the Raiders, you know how bad you are at covering. Come on now. Come on now.
It's all good. We can transition. I'm rocking with Pat though. I got Pat as one right now. It's close, but
I got Russ at 1. I got Pat in a close 2. But to me, it's just it's going to be this. By end of the year, I'm predicting Russell Wilson has 60 touchdown passes because his team has to score, so his stats will be bigger. I just feel like the Chiefs, Pat won't play in a lot of games.
I don't think he gets 60. He got 4. He got 4 divisional games left. Those are usually tight ball games. And he got some weak teams coming up. He got a 4-game stretch where he's playing New York, Washington. Yeah, in Philly, I don't know. I don't think he gets that. He'd be lucky to get to 50. I'll say that. He'd be lucky to get to 50.
We have the 32nd ranked defense, the least pressure, least sacks, least turnovers. Your offense is gonna be on the field a lot. So I think he gets that. I don't think you understand how bad their defense is.
No, I get they're historically bad, especially in yours giving up. They're historically bad. But they also been up in a lot. I seen Pete Carroll said the other day. We also been up in a lot of games too, and a lot of teams are just getting comeback garbage time yardage on us.
That's because the weak ass defense. You know what I mean?
But shit, that end it could play in the factor in the. You feel me? Because what's my guy name? Jim Short pisses me off all the time. If we get up, he plays that soft cover shit too. We know when teams get up, they tend to let their foot up the gas, play the soft coverage, let guys get some chunk or garbage time yards. Come on, man. Dak led the league last year in passing, and majority of it was garbage time yards.
Garbage time? I mean,
what do you mean? You're getting blown out in the fourth quarter, you're just throwing the ball. What do you mean?
You said who led the league?
I said Dak led the league in
passing. Oh, my fault. I thought you said Pat. I said one of the Chiefs.
No,
they were winning.
No, I said Dak. Yeah,
my fault. Yeah, that's why I was like, I know you didn't say Pat. That don't make no sense. But yeah, I think you got a close one. If anything, I see a lot of people I just want to say this, throwing thirds out there. I know we said A-Rod before. I just don't think we have a third. I just think Pat and Russ on a whole nother level this year. So to be a third, I think it will have to take Dalvin Cook for some reason leading the Vikings to the playoffs strictly off him. Or I guess
Josh Allen get hot again because you've been playing cool last 2 weeks.
I'll say this. I made fun of this a couple weeks ago. A random MVP conversation, not even a winner, could be get a vote. Derek Carr. And someone made a post about it 2 weeks ago. I laughed about it.
Stop it. You keep saying boy, I still think his best was 2016. But go ahead.
No. I laughed about it, but he already has his most rushing yards in his career already halfway through the season, one game. I mean, in this season, in a season. The amount he's running, and I would say the Raiders are basically they're no difference in the Seahawks. The only difference is the Raiders have an O-line, and that compensates them for having a B-level quarterback instead of an A-level. So I mean that's the only true. I mean they don't have DK to have Waller. he's an A-level player on offense. So again, that's to me not even a conversation. But if he rattles off some more wins and doesn't turn the ball over, I mean, if he has 30 touchdown passes with 4 picks and they find a way to have a strong season like a 10-11, I think he's in the conversation for that third vote. Nowhere putting him 1 or 2, just in the conversation. And a couple people wrote about that this morning. I thought it was laughable a couple weeks ago.
Else just to even have a conversation. To me, he
Yeah,
got
no.
to even have a
And
conversation.
I'm talking more long shot. This is more third place, just because I think it's
I'm gonna keep it one. I'm taking Josh over him, and they beat y'all, didn't they?
Oh no, I'm definitely taking Josh. This is more if the Raiders just do some crazy shit and the Josh and A-Rod just just doing what they're doing, nothing crazy. That's all. Just because I think they're already on. I'll say this: if they beat the Chiefs again, which I think is as likely as the Jets being the past tonight, but I just think it's a possibility now. And everyone know I'm not a Carr fan by any means. Someone wrote the article and it made me think about it a little bit, made some valid points. So
Zach, before we get to our next topic, I just want to hit on this. We was talking about it earlier. I want to hit on this because I just seen his name pop up. Do you know the number? He's top 5 right now in passing. Can you take a guess?
top 5 in passing.
Yeah, he's top 5 in passing yards right now. Shockingly.
Burrow?
Not Burrow. No. We was talking about his coaching. His coach.
We just talking about his coaching. Shit.
I texted to you earlier. Teddy Two Gloves, man.
Oh yeah.
Two Gloves.
Hey, I would say this. Hey, Teddy Two Glove.
Player of the year or something? I don't know.
Nah, you can't be 3-5. Nah. You gotta win some games. Yeah, but I will say this. I think, no disrespect to Teddy, but I think Joe Brady's that next big shot. That next big shot.
Right. He got Teddy Two Gloves balling, my guy. Balling right now. He's balling.
Everyone having career year. I still think Teddy.
I don't think Teddy's ever been the 70% completion guy. He's at like almost 72%, right?
I mean, I think he's a career 65 because he's always been like he's kind of a check down guy with Minnesota when they ran the ball.
70 is like that's elite territory. That's Drew Brees this level. Like look at that 72% completion.
We have to remember though, Kirk Cousins and Carr are like close to career 70%, check down. So, but
but Carr never not Carr for that. Big point. Because Drew has all these completion percentage records. Drew? You know what? Drew's not really pushing the ball down the field a lot. You gotta be accurate. So usually the completion percentage high guys go to the accuracy. The guys that's not pushing the ball down.
Yeah, I want to give a lot of credit to Teddy because I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think a lot of people, and it's crazy we're not even talking about this. News ain't talking about this. Was getting on how everyone was treating Cam Newton. We see what Cam Newton is, and it's clear as day the Panthers made the right choice because not a soul was going to tell me right now if Cam was with Joe Brady right now, he would not be fit to lead in passing. That's a fact. Teddy's more accurate. He got a flow. So I think I would just say this: the Panthers made the right choice at quarterback and getting the most out of their offense. And
oh
my God. Cam's never passed for 65%. Cam never passed for 65%. Oh, my God.
North Turner. I'm just saying. It's better when he was healthy. I'm saying with a new fresh.
He's with Josh Daniels.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they complete run team. And he ain't got no weapons. I'm saying now.
No weapons?
Bro, who the hell do the Patriots got to throw the ball to?
Damn, Cam's gonna retire with the one good season under his belt, and we're gonna.
His Cam just played last week. Last week's game with 3 undrafted receivers, and one of them was a college quarterback.
Yeah, check this out. I feel like this is gonna be Cam's gonna when he retires, everybody gonna be. My mouth. No, all I'm saying is when Cam retires, we're gonna just talk about 2015 season till the fucking cows come home. He is what he is. He's not an accurate thrower. He's not an accurate thrower. So you can put as many receivers you want him. He's not a drop back thrower. He's a running quarterback like Lamar.
Hey, no, I think at the end of the day, I say Lamar and Cam. If they was with Joe Brady, I think they'd have career years. I like the way I just like him, bro. I like the way his offensive wizardry is working out. Shit, he went to LSU last year. Nobody seen that shit coming from Joe Burrow. Didn't even see shades of that
And
type of
Joe Burrow's
greatness in
still
Joe Burrow.
doing it though. It showed that it was genuine.
No. That's part of his progress. That was part of his learning curve for sure. Don't knock it like Joe Brady didn't play a big part in that.
Okay.
I'm just
So
saying, playing
Josh
a big
McDaniels
part
is
of
a terrible OC. He's a terrible OC.
I didn't say he was terrible. I'm saying Cam has nothing to work with, and he's actually a good ass OC, a smart OC. What is he doing? No weapons on the side. We finna run this ball 40 times a game. So I would be doing the same thing. I'm not knocking Josh. I'm saying the Panthers' offensive situation a hell of a whole lot better than the current constructed Patriots. With with the Panthers intact how they are now, with that coaching staff, I think would have had a successful year. That's me. A healthy Cam, I think he would have had a good year with this Panther squad. A hell of a lot better than he's looking in. We can't name him too many. Not even Pat can really do much with the Patriots.
Teddy or Cam? I'm just asking straight up. Who's an accurate passer? I'm just asking. But accurate passer.
Teddy's way more accurate. I get it. Teddy's more accurate than Cam. I get that. I'm just saying what he's working with. Weapons, play design, all that can help your accuracy. I mean, not help your accuracy, but help.
We talking like he's a rookie. He's like,
no, I'm saying, how old is Teddy been in the league for years too? And what are we saying? I'm not saying he's old, but I'm saying, and now look how he's looking. We never had these type of talks with Teddy before. Now we talking about, oh my God, the man's fifth in top 5 in passing yards. Got the average is almost 72 completion percentage. Is that Teddy or is that because of the new coaching system? I say the latter. I think it's the new coaching set. And the same thing happened with Cam when they brought in Nurse. Cam was balling them first 8 games before he got hurt. You cannot lie and deny that, bro. Do not say he was not balling when he first got Norv and he was healthy.
All I'm saying is this: I think you can't overcredit what he did his 1 year under Drew and Sean Payton, which prepared him for this. And going to Carolina was also, I feel like that's the whole reason he went there, was to learn.
True. I'll give a little credit for that. But the only reason why I ain't going to take much into that is because the way he played with them last year don't look shit like he's looking right now. He was just a regular game manager last year for them cats. Hand the ball up, get the ball to Kamara, get his couple wins, make sure Drew get back with us having a leading with a winning record. He didn't have to do much. He's looking like the franchise guy for them over there. The way they got him playing.
Now, I want to just read these stats for you just to bring the hype down just a little bit on his rookie. Rookie year, he was 64%, started 13 games. Next year, he started all 16, 65% passer. As we know, broke his leg, right? Recovered New Orleans the next year. Didn't play any games. The 5 games he started last year, he was 68%. Then he gets to Carolina, he's 71%. Now, he's 5th in passing yards. The man has 11 touchdown passes and 6 picks. Let's relax a little bit and just.
No, I didn't say nothing about him being Pro Bowl, nothing like that. I just said he's a good story. I like the system. I'm more so hyping up Joe Brady here, to be honest. I just like the way they got him looking. That's all I was saying. And regardless, he's 68% last year. That's definitely a tip to Sean Payton. And what's Drew telling him to be smart, safe with the ball. But a lot of that was checkoffs to Kamara. Kamara was like that leading receiver during that 5-game stretch that he had. So he was definitely just checking the ball down. I'm saying to go from a 65 to 72, that's a big jump, my guy. That's a big jump. That got to do with some of the play calling, play personnel. Shit, I'll take Curtis Samuels and who's the other boy that got DJ Moore over any receiver on the Saints outside of Mike Thomas, and he didn't play with Mike last year. Mike was on that. Wasn't Mike hurt last year too?
Yeah.
No, he had Mike.
Compared to Cam.
But outside Mike, I'll take DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel over any receiver on the Saints roster outside of Mike.
I was just saying, and I agree with that. And just to point out, with Cam, in 8 years with Carolina, he only passed over 60%, not 70, 60% twice. And in 2019, his best offensive year, he was only at 59% completion percentage. He's at career 58% completion percentage. The NFL average is 64.
Oh,
yeah, the NFL average is 64.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't making no argument for that. We already know shit is god awful completion wise because we just not at the end of the day he's not a consistently
Yeah.
accurate
I just
quarterback.
I just feel like the like Cam, I think we need to look at Cam how we look at Lamar. Amazing athletes, leaders, teammates. You if you have a loaded team around them, you can win. Like we need to look at them how we do like a Derek Carr or Jimmy Garoppolo. You have a loaded team around them, you can win. I don't think we need to stop looking at them, I think, as like they're not Russ or Pat. They're not A-Rod. They're not, you know what I mean? So that's all I'm just trying to get up.
No, I was gonna ask you, prime, you taking DC over a prime Cam? Prime healthy Cam?
I can't say that because I saw Cam has 2015 cars, 2016. So but I will say this. As a thrower, I,
As a thrower, what's the name is more accurate all
yeah,
day.
I
We
don't
get that. That's not,
that's
even a conversation.
are both my teams loaded? If both my teams loaded, Cam.
Because I was about to say, yeah, exactly. I was going to say this: a healthy Cam with the offense you guys got right now, I think will look better. Cam will have a better season than he had in 2015 because he didn't even have that type of weaponry, this type of weaponry
The only
that you
thing
guys
that knows
got
with
right now
Cam,
with that
he'll
team.
do like what that doesn't happen with Carr. You just don't have those like drive killer inaccuracies, and that's the only thing with Cam. And I think yeah. I'm just thinking, you know what? Because if Cam has a loaded defense, he can control the clock. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, what if Cam was on like a Pittsburgh Steelers or something like that, or like a Bears team? Um, yeah, I say this: it depends what style coach you are. If you want to run defense, control clock, you want Cam Newton as your quarterback with a loaded team. If you want options of what you want to do on offense, you want Carr. Um, I've never. Ironically, part we've never seen Carr with a good defense ever in his career, so we don't even know what that looks like. So we know what it looks like with Cam, and it's the Super Bowl. So
I just feel like Cam ain't never really had that elite weapons around like that. Outside of Greg Olson, I
someone
can't
made a
think
great
of.
point. When you're running quarterback, you have to invest in defense because you play ball control game, and so if you invest in defense, you have less weapons. So and it shows like other teams, right? Like Rogers. Rogers had the 1 year he had a defense, he won a Super Bowl, right? And the rest of the time, they don't really invest in defense. They're resting the weapons for him. So I think it's like a give and take. You gotta get lucky with like the Chiefs, and that we have a great GM where they're like, "Hey, we'll get you a pass rusher and one guy and one safety, and we'll make the rest work." So, or like I think the Eagles do a real good job at it. Hey, we'll invest in offense and just make sure we got a pass rush, right? Now, obviously, injuries and shit happens, but in theory, that's what's supposed to work. Uh, so I don't know. I just think I was really interested to know how you got to play that salary cap. So I think that's the problem with some QBs why they don't ever get help. Some teams have different philosophy. So we'll see. But I think the last point we wanted to hit on was our boy Mike Tomlin, and I think he needs all the respect and more. He
Hey, man,
now has
that man,
officially 14 straight seasons without a losing record. He's never had a losing record as a head coach. And I think when it's all said and done, you know, it's going to be Bill and Mike Tomlin up there at top because Mike is not even 50 yet. I think he actually just about to turn 50. So he got a lot of years left, and he I think he's going to make sure has him a quarterback when Ben leaves and continue winning. But it's also great to see a black coach. And the crazy part, I think the fact that he's black, people don't want to give him that. We're so easy to give. Oh, Greg Peterson, Sean McVay, Kyle, all that. Now Greg got Peterson has a Super Bowl ring, but Sean McVay and Kyle ain't got shit. And Mike ain't lost. Think about this: Kyle loses a quarterback, he don't win shit. Mike Tom loses a quarterback, nigga, the show goes on. And my fault for the end where I'm emotional about it. I like Mike and what he did.
but I would say that with that I'm not gonna deny that. I will just say it's Kyle. I won't say Kyle can't do shit because it's been games this year where they haven't had their quarterback. They're not getting
Wait,
blown out.
wait,
We
wait, wait.
usually ain't.
When Jimmy got hurt, they had a losing season. When Ben Roethlisberger got
No,
hurt, week 3,
that was
think
like the
about it.
first
He
year he got
won
there, right?
8 games with 2 quarterbacks that aren't even on the roster right now.
Yeah, didn't Kyle win like 7 games that first year when Jimmy got hurt?
No, that's when he came back. They won 6. They got. How do you think they got Bosa with the second overall pick?
So what I'm saying is, I just don't feel like they ever been like that dog walk team. Like, oh, we know we finna
Wait,
dog walk.
wait.
Now I
How did
get
they get Joey Bosa?
I'm
They won
saying
3 games.
bad. I'm saying you can be bad, especially without having a franchise quarterback. You can be bad and not be like, you feel me, piss poor as far as getting blown out. We remember we had a whole pod about this earlier this year when we was like, man, Kyle does his thing. He still coaches his ass off, even with Nick Mullins and Beckton in. They still find a way to make it a game. That's all I'm saying. He still makes it a game of it. Kyle might actually get some wins with these backup guys, which is hard to do.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Kyle
Kyle been a coach for 4 years and he gets the circle jerk. Mike Tomlin been doing it for 14 years, ain't lost, and has a Super Bowl ring. And like we don't, that should be top of mind. First 3 coaches, Sean Payne, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, right? That should be off rip, right? And debate the rest. You know what I mean? Obviously Pete Carroll, right? Debate the rest. I just feel like Mike doesn't get that acknowledgement, right? Sean McVay, Kyle, this, like that's cool. Like they're young and cool, but can they get some consecutive success? They both went to one Super Bowl and looked like shit fell apart. So that's all I'm saying. It don't matter with Mike, right? And Ben Roethlisberger's missed a lot of. I think he plays an average of 13 games per year, so he's been winning with a backup, So I don't know. I just think Mike needs that respect that all these other coaches get when they just arrive on the scene. And I will say I'm glad people giving Brian Flores his respect. A defensive black coach, that doesn't really happen that much. So,
man, yeah, Brian, we definitely got to tip our hat to Flores, so we got them boys playing.
Sir.
Some ball for real.
But yeah, that's all I got, man. Shout out to Mike Tomlin leading the way for other coaches.
Yes, sir.
I know.
I just seen something recently that the NFLPA or something like that. They're in talks to have to implement. I don't know if it'll be successful or not. I wonder what you'll think on it. They're trying to implement like a reward system, I guess, for teams that I don't know if it's a hire or at least just did the interview. It's kind of like a step off the Rooney Rule, but they was like if you either I want to say hire if you hire the minority coach or somebody in the front office or something like that, you get rewarded draft capital or something like that. I just seen it. I just retweeted it. Hold on, let me see. I just retweeted it on the page. It was definitely a big step forward, though, if we can get it past.
Hey, I think that should be
NFL. I got you. Say NFL to hold a vote regarding a reward system in which teams are awarded draft picks for developing minority coaches and general managers hired elsewhere. That's what it was.
Oh, that's a nice incentive. Okay.
Yeah, that was
you can't
good.
cheat that one. Ain't no way to you can't just do a fake interview. Like, I would say this. I think another one too should be this. Like, and this goes for like the teams like the Browns, Lions, all other shit. If you go through 4 consecutive coaches without an extension, you have to hire a minority coach next.
Man.
I said 4 or more. That's what I think.
I don't know 4. I think that's even high. Shit, I'll say 2.
4 because like 4. Let's say 4 with an average of like 2 years. So that's like what 8 to 10 years.
That's a long way. That's one
intern
thing
don't count. So you let them go in the middle of the year. That intern coach don't count. Yeah. That would be crazy, right? Because it'd be hella teams, 4 coaches with no extension. Not even the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders gave Jack Del Rio a little extension, so they wouldn't even be in that boat. They had some down years. But yeah, that's all I got. 2:30 every Friday. Our picks, IG Live, talk football. Shit, join us. Request, you can hop on. I was late last time, so. But
yeah.
That's all I got.
We all good, man. We out.
Still went for it. It's time to change the club.